All right. Just cool it a little bit. Let me cool it just for a second. Let me cool it. Oh, have you been dancing? Get up! You ain't even got the look. Okay. All right. We are back in the kitchen with PaPa. And we are going to talk about cleaning, sanitizing, and disinfecting. Gonna tell you what the difference is. And we got all of these products over here, and I'm gonna tell you what they say on the back. Not what I say. I'm gonna tell you what they say on the label and read the directions and tell you how they operate. You can use all of them to clean, to sanitize, and to disinfect. I know everybody, this stuff right here, you can't even find it in the store. And people don't even know how to use it. So I'm gonna see if I can explain to you what the directions say. Okay. We'll be back in the kitchen with those explanations and the directions on how to clean, sanitize, and disinfect in the kitchen with PaPa. All right. This episode of In the Kitchen with PaPa is not talking about grilling, as we call it, barbecuing ribs. But PaPa gotta eat, and I may as well show y'all. I just put them on there, but we're gonna see how they look when they finish. In the kitchen with PaPa. All right, we are back in the kitchen with PaPa. Now, we got different kinds of cleaners over here. All of them do about the same thing. Some of them cost more than the others. You got this in the aerosol can, you got these three in the spray bottle, and these are wipes. Now, to clean with these things, when you clean, you just getting the debris off of the surface that you want to get it off of. That's what you're trying to do. To sanitize, when you sanitizing kills 99.9% of the bacteria that's on the surface. And when you disinfect bacteria, now remember what I said, when you disinfect, it kills 100% of the bacteria and the viruses that's on the surface. Now, the directions say on each one of these products, used on non-porous surfaces. Non-porous. You can't use it on the couch. You can't use it on the chair. You can use it on one of those pleather chairs, fake leather. You can wipe down your leather chair, but non-porous surfaces. So this is for countertop. You can clean your mouse keyboard. Don't, anyway. So that's the differences between cleaning, sanitizing, and disinfecting. Now I'm going to tell you how to use each one of these products. Alright, this first product is called Lysol Complete Clean with Bleach. And it says here it kills 99.9% of viruses and bacteria. To sanitize, you got to spray this stuff on the surface, get the surface completely wet, and leave it wet for 30 seconds before you wash it off. If you want to disinfect, you got to spray it on the surface and leave it on there for 5 minutes, wet. It's got to be wet for 5 minutes, then you wipe it off. That's how you disinfect with this product. Okay? This product is called Fantastic Disinfectant Multi-Purpose Cleaner. It says that it kills 99.9% of viruses and bacteria. Now, you got to do the same thing with this Fantastic as you do with that Lysol over there. If you want to sanitize, remember sanitizing kills 99.9% of the bacteria. It doesn't kill the virus. You got to spray it on there for 30 seconds to sanitize. If you want, and leave it there wet before you wipe it off. To disinfect, you got to leave it, spray it and wet the surface and leave it there for 5 minutes before you wipe it off. And that will disinfect. Remember, when you disinfect, you'll kill all the bacteria and the viruses that's on the surface. That's how you use this product. All right, we have another product here. It's called Professional Lysol and Disinfectant Spray. Eliminates odors, crisp scent. You don't want to pay $3 or $4 for a can of stuff doing some odors. Now listen, it kills 99.9% of viruses and bacteria. To sanitize, it says here, to clean, then you spray. To deodorize, you spray on the surface as needed. To sanitize, you spray the surface until it's wet and leave it on there for 10 seconds. Now, if you want to disinfect the surface, you spray it on there and you leave it on there, leave it wet for 3 minutes before you wipe it off. And for certain viruses, they said for I don't know what a norovirus is, but the surface must remain wet for 10 minutes before you wipe it off. So all of these things, if you're gonna disinfect something, you got to leave it on there. And if you spray your kitchen counter where you keep your food at, you leave it on there, you wipe it off with some water, clean water. Make sure you get all of this stuff off of there. That's what it says. Use potable water, clean water if you're going to use this in the kitchen. Clean water. So, now, I have just read to you what's on the back of the label. So whatever cleaning product, disinfecting product, setting product, sanitizing product that you have, go and read the directions. So you'll be using the product properly, and you won't be throwing away your money. And that's from In the Kitchen with PaPa. Oh, those ribs are beautiful. They are beautiful. In the Kitchen with PaPa. All right. There is the finished product. I know we're not talking about ribs today. We're talking about sanitizing and disinfecting. But PaPa still got to eat. And if you got to eat, you may as well eat good. In the Kitchen with PaPa. All right. We're back in the kitchen. I just got one more thing to say. We know that all the schools have closed and you're at home with the children and people can't go to work, and everybody has to eat. A good way to bond with the family is to make sure when you're having a meal is that everybody sit down and eat together. That's a good way to bond with the family. Eat your meals together. One in the back, one out on the porch, one in the kitchen, one in the living room. Everybody eat together. You'll be surprised. And you can discuss things of interest with the children, with your spouse, with your mama, whoever is there at the home with you. Communicate with each other. Don't be in the back room texting to the front room. We need to get back to the basics. This is a good time to get back to the basics. And everybody out there, love each other. Love will get us through this thing. And a little patience will help also. Alright, that's it. We'll be back in the kitchen, and the next time we'll be cooking up something new. See you later!